Hey, Segovia, back with another one. Make sure you guys watch from start to finish. That really helps the channel grow. But with that being said, let's get into it. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Every conspiracy theory is now true.
Yeah, I know.
You know why? Because in Hillary's deposition, there's two major points in the deposition: Pizzagate,
Yeah,
and Frazzle Drip. Now, we talked about this before.
Yep.
absolutely.
They flagged us for
They flagged us for
They flagged
TikTok.
us.
TikTok flagged us left and
and
right.
YouTube too.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a touchy subject. So if you look in the
There
deposition,
is.
they ask her about Anthony Weiner's laptop. Now, do you guys know the story about Anthony Weiner?
I
No.
heard that all the people that reviewed that laptop ended up killing themselves.
Bingo. Why is it that all these cops that saw Anthony Weiner's content on his laptop, out of 12 of them, 9 of them are dead now? Within 6 weeks. If you look at the times that they unalive themselves, day by day, week by week, within 6 weeks, 9 of them are gone. How? So if you look at,
So the other three, are they still alive? Are they present? Are they active?
they try to pass it off as, you know, the NYPD has a mental health crisis and the other guys are, you know, I haven't looked into them, but I find it pretty odd that
That
9
is-
of those guys are gone
That's
now,
super odd.
right?
Like the
So
same type
there was
of
a file
offing, right?
in Anthony Weiner's laptop that said life insurance. And then you open that up and it was the Frazzle Drip content. As soon as they asked her about that, they blow up. Oh my God, yeah, I can't believe you guys are asking this and this and this and that, right? Then what happens? She goes off the record.
Oh, okay. I remember that part.
I want to answer, but yeah, cut off the cameras. I want to go off the record to answer this.
Can you do that?
Yeah, no answer is an answer. Okay, so you're saying I don't want to answer this with these cameras. Cut them off, and then I can answer.
I'll never know.
I'm about to show you where the devil lives. Here it is. This is where the devil lives. The original inhabitants of Mazatlan thought there was a person in there that would spread sickness and disease. However, a lot of people say that this is where the pirates used to bury their treasure. It's also rumored that people used to store dynamite here. At the very end, there's the figure of the devil. As a little kid, it was bad luck to get near this cave because that's where the devil lives.
I don't know if
Coming up later in the video, we go on Google Maps and see, is this place in the middle of nowhere? Where is it at? And it's crazy where it's at, y'all. Stay tuned for that.
heard the story, but let me just explain in full. Rihanna's home was shot into allegedly over 10 times by a woman who pulled up and just fired her in the vicinity. She was later arrested and essentially held on a $10 million bond. This is someone who seemingly is a crazed lunatic fan. Her name is Ivana Lizette Ortiz. As I said, she was previously Baker acted, and her previous husband actually is speaking out about that because she did lose custody of her child.
Funeral homes is a business, okay?
Huh.
If you don't understand how this works, they make
and they don't
millions
pay-
of dollars.
They don't pay property
So,
tax on funeral.
Ask yourself this.
Huh,
Does
okay.
any cemetery in the United States of America pay property tax?
Wow.
Never will happen.
So
Any
once
cemetery-
you bury a family member in your backyard, you never
It
have
was
to pay
very
property
common in
tax.
in the 1800s all the way up to about 1940s that people did it. They didn't have money to go do things that they have today, but the business of dying in funeral homes and cremations is cheapest way to get out, or buying a casket with, you know, like you're buying a car with 50 different options on chrome or jewelry or inlay and shit that's going to be buried under 6 feet.
Yeah.
It's a business, and they're profiting on that, and then they profit on putting the land. They own the land forever, and tax-free, by burying the bodies on it. Why give them the benefit of a cemetery to make money on your dead body so that you can go over there and put flowers on it? Why not just walk out your backyard and put some flowers on your mom or your or Elvis or his mom or anybody that is, you know what I'm saying? Isn't Lisa Marie buried there too now?
I don't know.
I don't know. I
I
wondered
don't
that.
know. But I mean, I'm
My
sure.
point is that,
I'm
yes.
sure when you sell the house, though. You gotta disclose the new buyers.
You
that
have
there's
to.
There's a corpse in your backyard.
There's also disclaimers about that too. There's some issues with that too. So do you get to carry on the same? And exhuming is a problem too. It's not so easy. You can't just say, I want to sell this property now. It's not so easy to sell your property.
Right. Okay.
So
I'm pretty sure that's illegal to do in your backyard. I'm pretty sure they made that illegal. But if not, I'm pretty sure when you sign those papers, that, 30, 15-year mortgage you're signing, there's a little clause in there. I'm pretty sure, y'all. But I'm 99% sure that's illegal. You can't just do that in your neighborhood to get free property tax.
Night video of her, bam, adebayo, 83 points.
Oh, no property tax.
I done did March 10, 2026. Research and the number 11 for 83. I got 3 5s, right? When I researched the meaning of those numbers, basically, dude graduated, went to a high level in masonry, or the fucking bull, or boule, as they call it. So they awarded him 83 points. You heard your bam, good job, man. You probably was doing a lot of opposite of straight shit, taking it in the mouth and all that. I hope those 83 points is worth it.
I worked second shift and I saw a lot of crazy shit. You go to work drunk. You could go to work drunk off your ass. Everybody there except the older people were drunk. Yes. Down to the meat. I knew I wasn't going to work there for long when I told that little dumbass supervisor, he was younger than me. When I started working at Tyson, I was 23 years old. My supervisor was younger than me, so you know he was stupid as fuck. Anyway, I told him the meat was green and yellow and pussy and it had holes in it, like deep holes. That's cancer. So when we showed that to our supervisor, I was like, run it anyway. If you got cancer and you ate McDonald's or wherever Tyson Foods distributed meat regularly, it was probably the motherfucking meat. I ain't lying. I said, oh, fuck. And then when it come out them big ass cans, and I worked where you had to push the shit in this big ass blender and push it on down the line. It was motherfucking terrible. It got so bad, McDonald's was sending the shit back. If you eat at McDonald's now, your stomach should feel a little bit better. Because when I worked there years ago, McDonald's was sending the meat back because the meat was smelling horrible and it was terrible. But that's just some of the shit that I've seen. I've been waiting to expose Tyson. We can make this a series if you want to, but we're going to start here. This part 1.
At the beginning of the evolution, it seems. And we are here with creatures. And at the top of the pyramid.
Weird.
China scares the shit out of me. There was some sort of a drone mothership that they're going to launch. Look at this. This is the drone mothership that China's created. So this is an enormous ship, 25 meters wide, that can send thousands of drones. I think it's a good time to learn Mandarin. John Cena was...
I don't think they meant to air this, but they accidentally in the background have these 2 guys who are sponsored by Monster. I don't know if this is NASCAR, PT, whatever that is. They're pouring bottled water into the Monster energy drink cans to then drink on TV. I guess, they got to keep their sponsors happy. A little bit deceptive. Not a huge fan of that. But also, don't make me explain to you why you please should not drink Monster. I'm not going to get into the details. All I can say is it would be better if you didn't.
I'm not saying that. I'm not breaking any rules. And you could say whatever you want about Lou Elizondo. He's a spook. He's not a spook. The information is correct.
Can you pull up Pax River?
Yeah.
UAP.
I've been warned not to talk about this. Fuck that, man. It's all out in the news, man.
On YouTube? I guess just Google it.
Pax River.
Where's Pax River?
Just pull it up. I don't want to. East Coast. I don't want to get anything wrong.
Okay, Daily Mail. Let's open that. Mysterious vehicle of unknown origin hidden at U.S. Navy base. So it must be a news report has claimed that Naval Air Station.
There we go.
Patuxent River in Maryland, better known as Pax River, has kept an exotic vehicle of unknown origin secretly housed there since the 1950s. Shit, that could be like Roswell.
That show is so crazy. So supernatural.
There's been many times in my life where I've been propositioned to get a huge role. I've lost my agency because I went to the hotel room, which I can't believe they would send me to, of a very prominent Oscar award-winning director who showed up in his robe, asked me to take my clothes off and said he needed to take Polaroids of me, and that if I did X, Y, and Z, I would be the next Marvel character. I didn't do that, and my agency fired me.
How many testimonies do we need from people who are on the inside of this industry, who've worked in the field and have a big part of it? Because we all know how much information was leaked in them files, and I've not seen no outrage from no one. People are still continuing to support these people, watch these people. I've literally seen more outrage when they raise the prices of something, and this is exactly why these people continue to get away with and continue to do what they do.
I mean, like, all these people, like the Oscars, I believe the Oscars, I saw a commercial, they're coming up on Sunday. Like, all these people that are there, we just saw this guy say to be a Marvel, let's just say, superhero, right? Captain America, a big time superhero, big movie. You got to do these things. Okay, so that Captain America is going to win an Oscar. People are going to be so happy. He's going to be all over the news. He won 3 Oscars. Like, the things he did to get that. You know what I mean? And the cat is still not out the bag. Like, it's still not out the bag, even though all these testimonies, people still watch it. It's terrifying. My sister does CAT scans.
Trauma kill you, right? I don't think people understand what kill people is not what they eat, it's they fucking mind. People decide to die. Let me tell you this: your body gonna die the moment you stop having things to do. The moment your body, you ain't got nothing to do, the next day your body gonna die because you have nothing to do. They said this right here. They said this: everybody go work out 1 hour a day, think you're gonna live. No, your life, your body want to move constantly, want to always move. Just keep on moving. You will live forever just by moving, right? A lot of people don't understand this, right? So a lot of times we get lazy and we don't fucking move, and that's why we fucking die over here in America. Right, we die.
Sound like you saying without purpose.
Yeah, without purpose, you die.
We die.
I swear to God, that will make you die. Life with no purpose.
That's a fact.
That's fact.
That's a fact.
But people don't understand it, so they kind of like don't know why they die. People choose to die. You can't die unless you choose to. That sound crazy and it sound hard, so I don't give a fuck who die. Because everybody that die like that is coming back. So don't let them say rest in peace. Say I'll see you later.
One of the worst things I saw that gives me nightmares still is I remember a white dude comes in, we thought he was white. He starts talking like a different culture, and we're like, hey, homie, what you mean? He starts going on and on about this and that, and he's a Crip. Cool. Okay, well, we're not the group for you. He was immediately ostracized, chose to run with a different group, and the blacks were like, he went to them, they accepted him, and immediately their shot callers let us know, hey, well, just so you know, we're not trying to go to war with y'all over one kid who's messed up. They let us know that they weren't going to back him up. They gave him 72 hours to get off the yard. One Saturday morning, his time has passed. He's refusing to leave. They go out the rotunda. Now, you know, level 4 is you got to go through a metal detector to get out the rotunda. Our group's here, that group's there, the homies are here, blacks are here. Well, for some reason on this day, the blacks weren't where they usually go. They were on the opposite side where we were. Kid wasn't notified of this move. All their other people were notified, hey, when you hit the yard, make a right, don't go left. Our people went where we go, and there was 2 skinheads that were chosen to take care of this, and I can see it like it was yesterday. It's one of the worst things. This kid, these 2 skinheads were on this kid like a spider monkey. I don't even know where they came from. You know, those things happen fast. When you're in the joint, these things happen faster than you could think. And they were on this kid like spider monkeys, and they were hitting him with pieces that were, they tore their sheets apart to wrap these pieces to their hands so they don't drop them, because if you know the joint, your blood drips and you'll drop a weapon. And they were hitting him with, they looked like shower curtain rods that were filed down. Hollow, and these things were like that. And they were just hitting this kid on every angle. They hit his head. They stabbed this poor kid for so long that his head fell off. The gunner, mind you, was a female, and I'll never forget looking up, because we're all waiting to hear the shot. We're all waiting for the shot. We've all already proned out. And this lady doesn't shoot, because even to a woman, a female, even to an officer, something, when you witness and act like this, I don't care how tough you are. This is traumatizing.
Of course,
This kid must have been stabbed, I don't know, 120 times. And then to have his head fall off because they've been attacking him and cutting him, that his head fell. And again, there's if you've never seen someone stabbed or attacked, the human body can release a lot of blood. It's like 5 quarts or something like that. That's an extremely, tremendously amount of blood. These kids are slipping in the blood. They're kicking the dead body. They're covered in blood. The blood, it happens like the blood is drying, turning hard. Yeah. They're stuck in like jelly-like blood because the air, and mind you, the gunner is still sitting there. You can see the look on her face, just like not expecting to see something like this ever on her watch. She'd never shot. And then finally somebody hits the alarm. Damn near 20 minutes later. 20 minutes. I want to say, honestly, it was between a 12 to about 17-minute period that this went on.
Bam. I mean, it's people still will watch this knowing his gang, right? He ran with the gang outside, right? It wasn't his color, skin tone. So when he got inside, he thought he can still run with that gang, right? That gang he put his life on the line for and was willing to go to prison, let's just say for life for, turned their back on him. Turned their back on him. Right? His friends on the street didn't call their uncle, "Hey, so and so's coming in. You know, look out for him. He's white, right? He's one of us." People like you see it all. Like you hear these stories, these prison stories, and they say, you know, when it's not the other race that kills you, it's your own people, right? It's jealousy, it's ego, and like people are still living that. I don't understand it. I don't understand people that want to live that life knowing the person that's gonna off you is your best friend right here, right? He's gonna get the call from higher up and he's gonna off you so he can move up in the rank. Your brother right here. We've seen an American Me, his own brother, little puppet, right? His own brother killed him for the gang. His own brother.
Adebayo broke Kobe's record in one of the most scripted rituals that you will ever watch, because Kobe would have been 2,481 weeks old on this date that Bam Adebayo broke this record. So of course, you know, number 24 is scoring 81 points. And I get it, at the time that Kobe accomplished this feat of 81 points, he wore the number 8. But still, he is, known mostly for wearing jersey number 24. And Bam wears the number 13. And when that thing happened with Kobe and his daughter, her age at the time was 13 years old. And of course, he scored 83 points at that in order to break Kobe's record, because 83 is a number associated with unaliving. And he broke the record on the 69th day of the year. And his name in gematria in one of the ciphers adds up to 69. And look at the amount of free throws he had at that in order to do this. I mean, come on. The NBA is just like the WWE, as is pretty much every sport that involves betting of any type. It's all scripted and rigged.
I also discovered Subway was selling sandwiches with the chemical called azodicarbonamide in their bread in other countries. This is the same chemical they use in yoga mats and shoe rubber. You know, when you turn a yoga mat sideways and you see the evenly dispersed air bubbles? Well, they wanted to do the same thing in bread, so it would be the same exact product every time you went to a Subway. When the chemical is heated, studies show that it turns into a carcinogen. Not only is this ingredient banned in Europe and Australia, you get fined $450,000 if you caught using it in Singapore.
So you mean to tell me they putting shoe rubber and yoga mat rubber inside of your food, and now it's fine in other countries, but in America, the good old USA, they're giving it to us on a daily basis at a place called Subway, which had pedophile. You know what? Let me not even go there. So they're giving. They love the kids. We know that. They want all of us to be healthy when they're putting yoga mats and shoe particles inside of our food. It's banned in other countries, but you know, America loves its constituents and all of its citizens, and they make sure to give us the best all the time. So if you want to stay away from processed foods and need more help and more direction, be sure to reach out to us right here at Mommy's.
Walmart is apparently switching all to digital labels in their store. So basically, when you're in their store now, you're not going to see a paper label price tag. You're going to see a digital tag that can change price. So that's the reason they're doing it. Number one, they're saving where people don't have to actually go and switch prices. And number two, they can control the prices centralized, meaning remotely. They can control the prices depending on where you live. What do you think of this idea? I have walked into some places. It's been a while since I've seen digital price tags, but they seem to go away with them very quickly. The problem is manipulation. They can manipulate prices. Say there's a time when there's a snowstorm or something, and they know people are going to come in. Guess what? Boom. They can bump it up $1, $2, $3, whatever it may be. Or if they know, oh, there's a really high demand for this, boom, they're going to jack up the prices. All they got to do is push a button. But what do you think? I feel like this could take advantage of people, not only the people working in their stores, but consumers buying their products. Leave your thoughts in the comments below.
All right, you know what happens when things go digital, right? The powers that be, by the push of a button, can make you go up. Is it busy? At 5 o'clock, people going out of work. Let's raise it 10 cents, right? People won't really know, but that's some profit for us. Let's see, y'all. Let's see what Google's got to say. First, let's ask it, will they change prices at busy times? I'm pretty sure it's going to say no. But let's say, do they have the power to change the prices if they wanted to? I'm not saying they are, but if they wanted to, could they? Let's see. Come on. Is Walmart coming up with digital price tags? Coming out, I guess I should have said. Yes, Walmart is currently in the process of replacing paper price tags with digital self-labels across the U.S. Stores as much as of March 26th, challenge already active, approximately 2,300 locations, with plans to complete a chain-wide rollout the next year. Key features: efficiency. Price changes that previously took associates up to 2 days to complete manually can now be finished in minutes. Stock to light. Pick to light for online order fulfillment. Pricing accuracy. The system helps ensure that the price shown on the shelf matches what is charged at the register. Will there be, let's say, rush hour price changing? Walmart has officially stated that it does not plan to implement rush hour or surge pricing with its new. Does not plan. It doesn't plan to implement it. Right? I don't plan on going. Damn, I changed my mind. I'm going, right? It's Monday. I'm not planning on going out on Friday. I'm not planning on it. It's Monday, right? I just went out yesterday. Friday comes, I'm going, right? Right? Let's see. It says it's not planning. Walmart maintains the price will remain the same for all customers in the store, regardless of the time of day, demand. Okay, price strategy. This company intends to stick to its everyday low price strategy rather than adopting a fluctuating model like airlines or ride sharing apps. Okay, of course. I already saw that coming. I already saw that they weren't going to do that. But let's say I know you said they will not surge price, but if they wanted to, could they? Technically, yes. Walmart's new digital self-labels are fully capable of supporting surge or dynamic pricing if the company chose to use them that way. While Walmart emphasizes strategy, the hardware provides the infrastructure for rapid changes. Okay, if you weren't going to do it, why are you even going to have it on there? Why are you even going to give it that option? So you're telling me when it's the day before Thanksgiving week, we go to the store during that time, Christmas week, you're telling me they're not going to raise it? Technically, yes. Terrible, y'all. Terrible. And that store is going to be packed.
Did you ever watch Extreme Home Makeover? Oh. You know that show's like low-key evil, right?
I don't even know if I'm prepared for
No, there's documentaries about how that show is evil. Well, that show like ruined these people's lives.
You're lying.
Yeah, no, it's awful what they would do to these people. And now I don't.
No. This isn't conspiracy?
No. There's a documentary with the people sitting in dark rooms, well lit, talking about, I'm still suffering.
You're kidding.
If you don't know what Extreme Home Makeover is, basically it was the show back in the day is where they would take these impoverished people. Yeah. They were struggling. Like the whole thing is like these people were like check to check. Like they had kids, they couldn't feed them. Their house was run down.
It was typically like families of like 5 or 6, like mom and dad and like 4 kids, water heater broken, AC out,
sleeping on the floor.
Yeah, like very bad living conditions, check to check.
And so what they would do is they would come to these people's houses and be like, hey, we're going to move you out of here. You can't see this house, but we're going to give your house an extreme home makeover. Then they would bring them back and there'd be a big truck in front of the house so they couldn't see.
Like a charter bus.
Yeah, and they'd be like, move that bus or whatever. And then so they would move it and they would see their new mansion. Like nice home with an aquarium in it, a pool.
Very, very nice.
This lady that had her house, she was like, I'm still paying for all of that. She was like, they didn't give me money. They just built me this multi-million-dollar house and gave me the property tax. I'm struggling more. She was like, I still make $500 a month. And she was like, I have gotten so many past due bills that I am hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt. And not only that, these people's address was on national television. They would show the whole layout of the house. They say my house got broken into twice a month.
Oh my God, dude.
And they showed the whole floor plan and what's in every room. People just came in and took it.
When Hulk Hogan came in here, man, it was one of the saddest things. I'd met him a long time ago in Beverly Hills. I ran into him in front of a cigar bar. I was like, holy shit, he was gigantic. And then he came in to do the podcast, and he had so many back surgeries that he was like 6 inches shorter.
Oh, wow.
It was crazy. It's because they have to fuse all of his discs, and he had a cane everywhere, man. He was up. And he said it was from that thing that he would do where he would drop down on his ass with an elbow. So every time he did that, he his back up. I mean, think about how big he was in his prime, 300 plus pounds, right? Yeah. So every time you're dropping down, your body's taking the shock on your ass bone of 300 plus pounds flying through the air and bouncing off the ground. So all of his discs got herniated. You got to get them all fused. It was horrible, man.
Happening. This is downtown Los Angeles near Vera Street. Gas is $8.21, $8.25, $8.20. Look at the diesel. This is March 8, 2026. Okay. Los Angeles, California, downtown LA. It is $7.22. These are the gas prices.
Oh, yeah. I'm about to go put gas right now, right? I haven't been by the gas station in a couple of days. I don't even know what it is. Last time I went, it was like $3.15 at Sam's Club, right? That's usually like $2.50, $2.56 in that area, $3.15. Now, that was like last week. So I'm anxious. I'm going to go put gas right now. So I'm going to see. But we got to read some of these comments, y'all. $8.21 for regular gas. Chevron's always expensive. Let me know. Do you guys put gas at Chevron? It's always expensive. And I don't care where you go. Chevron is the highest gas anywhere. Is it the best quality? Do you get the most miles per gallon with Chevron? Let me know down below. But let's read some of these comments, y'all. There is 17.3 thousand comments on this video. Let's check them out. I don't care how high gas prices get. It's going to always be, let me get 20 on 2. I don't care if it's $100 a gas day. I don't care. Let me get 20 on 2. That's funny. Texas, $2.75 a gallon. Y'all need to have a chalk with your governor. Yeah, not where I'm at. It's close to that. It's about, $3.15. I don't know, though. It might be like $3.20 now. I bet it's like in the $3.20s. Always crazy high there. One in the most cities. Got one where I'm at in AZ that is always $2 or more than the rest and always busy. Everyone in LA knows that this one gas station in downtown LA, they always price gouge. They are not regular gas prices in LA. When gas prices and cost of living goes up, everyone's salary should go up as well. It should. Everything's going up, but that's not going up. Gas prices in LA is $5.20. That's still high, right? Let's see what these replies say. Downtown LA has had these prices for years. Nice try. It's been like that for years, like that. Damn, it's been like that. How do they stay in business? Who's going to put gas there? You're trying too hard. Take care. Please note that you're in a democratic state. I mean, yeah, that's Newsom for you. California has the highest gas prices in the country. AI, I don't think that's AI, brother. Thank you, Governor Newsom, the governor. You lost me at California. California's always had a bad rap, y'all. Even when I was little. When I was a little kid at school, like, oh, you're from California?
I also kind of feel like I'm lucky that I didn't end up on one of those like Nickelodeon shows that Dan Schneider was the showrunner on, because I have friends that were on those shows and they're fucked up. Like they have trauma, like big trauma about it. And I'm glad that my mom kind of intuitively felt there was something off about him and that whole crew.
I had a friend that did commercials, back in the day when she was younger, and she was saying, like, she doesn't have a good relationship with her mom. Like, she was telling me how these parents are that put their young one, like, they just want to they're obsessed with being famous. Like, they'll do whatever. They'll do whatever with the young one, whatever. Like, that's how she was saying that's how her mom was, and that's how, you know, every like, the parents were in that, you know, they're so hungry for fame that I mean, think about it. To put your young one in something like that, especially nowadays that you know what's going on, to put them in that industry, like, your parent as a parent, you gotta be kinda out of it to do that.
First race of beings that the government will announce are the ones that look exactly like us. I think those would be the first ones that are announced, and people will see that the beings that look just like us, some of them are actually participating in the government, and some of them have also been participating in a lot of the control structure here.
Oh, play with remote viewing.
When you say one, it's like clear, like somebody talking.
Very clear, bro. Dangerous one.
So, are these beings that are patrolling? I guess would it be like the underworld or?
You see people like Elon Musk getting patents on telekinesis.
Facebook too.
There are declassified documentation on the CIA.gov website about something called the Galactic Federation. The same people that's running that, they have people who patrol areas for rogue remote viewers.
Oh, so there's people like part of our army that are basically.
We got a space force.
Yeah, with the Galactic Federation is non-human intelligence. They
Doing a
look
dope
at
job
us
though, right?
as less than it. It's like seeing a monkey with a nuclear weapon.
Yeah, it's basically like, y'all came for something, but y'all still.
They said until we learn to speak to ants, they won't speak to us.
It's probably how we look at dogs, like y'all.
Same shit, bro.
Like, y'all
Same
cool,
shit.
y'all.
Same shit.
I know a little something.
Little something. Y'all ain't there yet.
Bro, y'all damn near finna fuck the universe up with these little
fact. That is a fact.
Now we might have to let y'all know something.
Throughout American history, there were over 300 occasions where we almost used nuclear weapons and non-human intelligence has interfered.
Have you heard about the lion that's supposedly climbing Mount Everest right now? And now scientists are completely baffled because they have no idea where it came from. They're pretty sure it didn't travel all the way from Africa because that would be an incredibly long journey to reach Everest. But India doesn't really have wild lions in that region, so its origin is a mystery. There's even footage of it approaching base camp. Climbers and hikers were terrified. You can hear people shouting, "Is that a lion?" as they scatter in every direction. Meanwhile, the lion calmly strolls past them and continues heading up the mountain. Some are saying it could reach the summit in about 3 hours. No one knows what it plans to do once it gets there, whether it will turn around and head back down or simply lie down at the top as the king. They've nicknamed this lion the Walker, and it's all over the
Entertainment
internet right
purposes
now.
only,
Lion the
y'all.
Lonely Walker. Some people are even joking that maybe he's trying to prove he's the king of the entire world, and if he's going to succeed, that's going to be epic. But what do you think? Tell me your thoughts in the comments.
This guy right here is a very known brujo. He's known in the specific part in Mexico called Catemaco. He's one of the most powerful ones, and he's known for taking you to the devil's cave, La Cueva del Diablo.
Oh, okay.
And is the middleman between you and the devil to make a pact. He guides you through the whole process. After a certain time, it's just you and the devil. But there's this one video, and he was talking about the reason why he has stopped doing pacts no more with the devil. What I'm saying is that you have to drink the child's blood when the child is at the highest peak of fear, and it's some sort of like drug
Because of the adrenaline that they get.
that energy gets carried on into your body, and it's like you feel some sort of high. They'd rather have them keep them around scared than kill them. This goes on to the whole conspiracy revolving Monsters Inc. Right?
Okay, I think I know where you're gonna go with this, bro.
In Monsters Inc., their whole world, their whole city is powered by what?
Fear.
Coming from who?
The children.
Exactly. They don't kill the children. They keep them around in a constant state of fear and live off of that. And how does the liquid look when it powers up?
Blood.
Okay, let's do a little deeper dive on this. Let's see if we can find this place on Google Maps, and let's see what's around it. Is it in the middle of the desert? Is it in the middle of a neighborhood? Like, what is around this place? Let's check it out. Okay, it took me some time to find this place. It took me some time, but it looks like it's right here on oceanfront property, y'all. Let's see if we can get in there and see what the heck is around here. So it looks like it's right here. It looks like in the middle. This is it right here. It's like a tourist attraction. There's cars here. A neighborhood. Like, whose house is this? Who would want to live here? mansions. Look at this prime real estate. And the Devil's Cave is right here. I mean, look at that. Look at this neighborhood that's right here. That's crazy. Just restaurants right here on oceanfront on the Pacific Ocean. That's a trip, y'all. Look at that. The Devil's Cave is just right here in somebody's backyard. Someone lives on it.
Google was quite literally funded and created by the CIA. Sergey Brin at Stanford and the guy that he was working under were literally funded and visited the whole time and incubated by CIA and NSA people that were visiting him and like checking in on him with the PageRank system and all this stuff and giving him stuff that was created by DARPA.
Well, you know, like Oracle's first contract was with the CIA.
Palantir too, right? I understand why you would want to create companies. You're finding a need that the government has, a government who has billions of dollars in resources to invest in this stuff, find a way to do it better, and you're basically creating a company that already has a built-in client, the US government.
The people that died on that OceanGate submarine don't even know that, well, I don't want to say they don't know that they're dead. If there's an afterlife, they know that they're dead, but they don't even know that they died, or they didn't even know that they were gonna die, right? Like, they got, the brain needs like a certain amount of milliseconds to process pain. They died so fast that it was like dead. Like they wouldn't, it's not, they didn't feel anything. They were alive and then immediately died. But not died like their heart stopped, like their body was separated into red mist.
You know where the term tinfoil hat came from, right?
I don't remember.
Tinfoil hat. A guy named Leonard Kyle. He had patents on like Polaroid camera shit. He was a smart guy. Thought his girlfriend was cheating on him and he would fly into rages and was seeing a therapist. Bad luck for him. This therapist was a CIA guy. Yeah, Delgado. Those old things with the bull where it doesn't charge because they're putting, it's a chip. You know, the brain chip has been invented a long time ago. So they put this in this guy's head without telling him, a brain chip, and then it just fucked him up, okay? And he ended up in a booby hatch, you know, because microwaves have to be transmitted to his chip. So the pain of that in his brain made him put metal trash cans on his, because he's smart. He knew science things and what they were using, even though he was in pain. And then they started letting him use aluminum foil around his fucking head. So we get the term tinfoil hat from a guy the CIA mutilated and fucked up. And now we say it as a joke. Do you see how magic works?
Always a root. We get into
when
that.
they locked this internet up, ain't nobody streaming nothing. Streaming was created for real-time editing. The reason we're all into streaming, the reason why they took the hard drive out of the Apple TV, the reason why they don't want you with content is because they want to be able to alter content. See, if you're streaming, it's on their server, not yours. You don't own it. You don't even have it. That's why they sell a computer now, the fastest computer out right now, and the hard drive is tiny. Why you only give me 128 gigabytes? And then if you want more, you got to pay thousands of dollars.
Absolutely.
Why are they doing that? Because they want it in the cloud. Because two things happens if it's in the cloud. One,
they have it.
And the other thing is they learn it. Metatron don't know. He's not omniscient. He's not like God or whatever. This demon spirit has to learn.
They need our voices, our images,
Dude, it's us. We're all cyborgs. There's a digital version of all of us in the hands of the enemy. He's created it from our uploads. He's showing all your birthdays. He's showing everything you do. He's learning. How else would the devil be omnipresent?
Oh my.
He wants to be like God. The internet makes him omnipresent.
I don't want to pressure you, but why don't we take a teensy little look at the contract?
Paragraph 1 states that the devil, a not-for-profit corporation with offices in Purgatory Hell and Los Angeles, will give you 7 wishes to use as you see fit. Paragraph 2 outlines the manner in which you'll pay for the aforementioned wishes.
What? Are you kidding? I have to give you my soul?
After you've had your wishes, of course.
But it's my soul! I can't give you my soul!
What are you, James Brown?
Yeah, well, if it's so useless, then how come you want it so much?
Listen, where does the concept of selling your soul come from? Let's think about it. It literally comes from the entertainment industry. It's literally them who mention these things in music, in films. This world, everything is matter. You can't take it with you when you go because it is physical particles, right? And ironically, the only thing that does matter is the thing that isn't matter, which is your soul. So if anyone was to sell a soul, then that is a bad deal.
stuff over here today. We're gonna have to shrink this down a little bit. Gotta fix some things. When I was making this video, I love driving to Arizona, y'all. There's so much like crazy stuff like this Utah, right? Of like burned down, melted old civilizations. I went through these comments and I was like, these are pretty dope comments, y'all. Let's check out these comments. All right, we got the land of Judah. I asked ChatGPT to recreate the last image to what it might have looked like. Gravity and erosion. Nah, it was some kind of complex structure, city demolished by mud flood and possibly nuclear blast as well. Of a nation, reset evidence. Drove through Utah and this is what I saw. It is like an invisible vacuum that is blowing all the dust off of them. It's good I don't live near this. I would just pull up and scream. Utah is the real Holy Land. Ancient melted buildings, and they won't excavate them because they don't want nobody to know the truth. Yeah, they never do, right? They never do. Like, they never do. Like, why? Like something like this. Like, people aren't going to lose their freaking mind. If anything, you're going to make more money because there's going to be a ton of tourists that are going to want to go out there. You know, it's not like people are gonna up and like freak out like the world's over. Utah is the Holy Land, whatever. No, people are gonna come to it, right? But I don't know why they hide these things and of what America is. The devil worked really hard for a very long time to keep us under the spell. I guess that's what it is, right? The devil don't want that out there. That makes sense. That makes sense. It's what left from when Jesus returned. The beautiful buildings around the world are from the millennial kingdom. We're now living in Satan's little season. They keep us so busy so we don't know what's going on or where we live. I don't believe anything we've been told about history. I mean, it's like the older you get, the more you're like, you know what I mean? When you're young, you're very gullible and, you know, fall for it in elementary. Like I'm telling you, my son's cartoons, y'all, space, dinosaurs, aliens, that's it. Under the water, that's it, y'all. That's it. Looks like a big mud flood came through and evaporated ancient civilization. Yeah, that's the common theme, y'all. Like I'm telling you, next time I drive to Arizona, it's gonna be not for a very long time. Hopefully, I forget, y'all. There's this spot, like from where I'm at to Arizona, that is it's just boulders, y'all, huge boulders, like stacked on top of each other. Or there'll be a huge boulder on the edge of a cliff just hanging there, just everywhere. Like it's like a like something hit and just boulders went flying everywhere and they just landed, and where they landed, that's where they stayed.
They found extermination camps in Jalisco, which is only an hour from Guadalajara. This is a piece of land, it's a farm. It's been raided by authorities in the past, and they found illegal weapons, bulletproof vests, ammunition, and then they take off, and the bad people just come back. They went in to take a look at the property again yesterday. There's 3 ovens, 3 cremation ovens there, all kinds of cars. They found bones, a bunch of bones. They found jewelry, they found car keys, they found over 400 pairs of shoes. Nobody knows who these people were, where they came from, nothing. With the little bit of information that's left there, people that have gone missing, now you know. Yeah, it's not, I know a lot of people go there and it's a great time and stuff, but that's an extermination camp with 3 ovens. Why would they even, who thought of that? Who said, let's put 3 ovens here and let's do this here? Why would you even do that? I don't even know. I'm like blown away by the whole thing.
Eminem's grandmother is unalived at the age of 87, and this is yet another ritual by the numbers. Because she was actually unalived on 310, which was the 69th day of the year. And his mom, Debbie, was unalived at the age of 69. So what are the odds of that? This stuff is always connected. It is always by the numbers every single time. And speaking of gematria, Eminem and gematria adds up to 103 and 31 and different ciphers in gematria. And the reason why that is so important is because his grandmother was unalived on 3/10, which is 103, and his grandmother was unalived exactly 31 weeks before Eminem's next birthday. So this was yet another ritual by the numbers. People really need to wake up.
Here's proof that the ocean is just one big... What the heck is that? This is a basket star, and this right here is how it eats. They stretch out their arms like a net, which are covered in mucus. Think flypaper. When something floats by, it gets stuck. Then the arm with the food slowly curls into the mouth. But it's not only a mouth. What goes in must come out. One hole, two jobs, super weird. Dumb where you know.
You know about if you put 6-7 on Google, what happens?
I don't know. What happens?
Look it up. If you put 6-7 on Google, if you just type 6-7 and press enter, the screen is going to start shaking. Look it up.
Wait, how did you know?
Watch. Just watch. Look it up. I swear to God.
6-7. No.
I told you.
Let's see, y'all. Let's put this to the test. Hopefully this doesn't give me a bug or that was some type of scam this dude's running to type that in and boom, he gets all your information. Let's try it. Let's go on to Google, type in this nonsense of 6-7 that took over the world, and let's see if this freaking Google screen shakes, y'all. Let's check it out. Here we are on Google. We're going to type in 6-7, and we're going to see what it does. 6-7. And sure enough, y'all. Sure enough, the damn thing shook. What a waste. In-N-Out Burger has removed the number 6-7 from its order system due to a viral 6-7 trend, which caused unruly celebrations amongst teenagers and children. The trend is associated with the song Doot Doot 6-7 by rapper Skrilla. I mean, you can't even understand what the heck he's saying in that song. Trend origin, a song titled Doot Doot 6-7, In-N-Out. Dive deeper in AI mode. Let's see. Let's ask it the real questions, y'all. Let's ask it the real questions. Is 6-7 demonic? There's no credible evidence that 6-7 is demonic or part of ritual chant, while some social media theorists suggest occult origins. Most religious scholars define it as nonsensical internet meme. The claim that 6-7 primarily stems from concerns over its source. Artists influenced the phrase originated from the song by rapper Skrilla, who publicly identified with Afro-Caribbean Santeria. Religious fear culture on TikTok and YouTube. Just the fact that the whole world, or I'll just say the whole country of young ones took after this because the powers that be wanted them to take after this. Like, who is this guy? Have you heard from him since? Is he still putting out music? I've never seen him on interviews or anything. Like, why did this guy that is involved with that stuff have kids going crazy all over the country, y'all? All over the country, right? The fad's kind of gone down, but the fact that that happened, I have to believe is demonic.
This absolutely terrifying amusement park is 400 feet or 120 meters underground, and it's in a 2,000-year-old salt mine. Let's talk about it. Not to mention there's a massive lake down there that you can go on a little paddle boat in, and this is absolutely horrifying. It's called Salina Turda, and it's in Romania. And it is in a massive salt mine, so that's why it's called Salina, and then Turda is like the place where it is. You get to it by going down in this elevator. Well, there's multiple different layers of it, but this elevator takes you down to the lowermost level, where the water is. There's a whole bunch of activities. There's a Ferris wheel that looks straight out of hell. There's a bowling alley, and of course some mini golf. There's multiple different areas of this entire thing, but this is the creepiest part of it by far. And it's surrounded by this pitch black lake that is 2,000 years old. Keep in mind, this is in Romania and it's like right by Transylvania. So yeah, that water absolutely has vampires in it. Some kind of whale vampire, I swear. Whale vampire demons. That's for sure what's down there. Would you go out on this boat and go out in there? No. There's this demon porcupine statue sculpture thing. I don't know though, man. This massive like elevator that takes you down there and is like made of glass and you can see each level. Like, it's cool. I would go with people, but like to go alone would be so liminal spaces coded. To have this massive bridge that takes you over onto the water part. It's the water that scares me the very most of this place. And the massive like salt lick mine walls. There's something so creepy about this. They have concerts that take place down there, which could you imagine the acoustics down there? That would honestly be sick. Here's another photo of like the boat situation. I don't know though, man. Like, imagine you were like stuck down there and you couldn't leave and then all the lights went out and you were just... I'm way overthinking this, aren't I? Would you visit this place?
Hoover Dam. This is a spillway. When I moved here, it was pouring over the sides.
That's like made. That's Hoover Dam. That's a sign. Bridge up the top there. See that?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
No, it's good. Australian, right?
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Pretty nonchalant about it, mate.
Oh, the technology now is amazing.
Yeah, have a good day. Bye.
Wait, do I call you tonight?
Yeah, you should be able to call us tonight.
Yeah, I think our thing goes till about 10:30 here, which is about 4:30. So we might ring you about 5 or something.
Okay. Lovely. Bye.
Bye.
So this.
What do you think about the pyramids?
I think humans built pyramids.
How do you think they built them?
If you have a large enough labor force, moving rocks isn't that hard. If you've got hundreds of years and thousands of people running a quarry, cutting stone, what part of the pyramids do you think are least plausible for humans to have built?
All of it.
You just think the rocks were too big to haul?
Yeah.
They had ropes. You can stack a lot of humans behind ropes. I'd love to think it's not humans. I mean, that'd be fascinating. I'd rather think it was aliens.
What do you think about aliens?
If you go and run the numbers and look at the age of the universe, it's almost statistically impossible that we wouldn't have seen a civilization by now. Humans have been around 200,000 years in current form. Agricultural revolution 10,000 years ago. Industrial revolution 300 years ago. Information revolution 30 years ago. I think the universe is like 13 point something billion years old. You've had 2 or 3 billion good years. If you run the numbers, we should see aliens just based on how many hundreds of millions of stars are within our proximity and how long it's been.
I am very anxious to see what do you guys think? How do you think the pyramids were built? How do you I think it was a pre-civilization, that their minds were just wired differently from us. I mean, think about it. It was luscious paradise out there. It was the complete opposite. The atmosphere was the complete opposite of what it is now, right? So everyone's brain was just wired differently. They had different technology. We have hammer and nails in this civilization. They had something completely different. If you run the numbers, it's statistically impossible that there is yet not another civilization in the universe. We're just too far away to interact with each other. Now, we got to be selfish. You got to be a selfish person to think we're the only beings in a universe that they say is infinite. Infinite. Think about that. Infinite. And we're the only ones. We were pretty confident that we know how the pyramids were built. Doesn't take aliens to stack up a bunch of rocks. The only way this would make sense is if humans were able to build them today. Since we still cannot duplicate these pyramids, it suggests that something remarkable was happening back then. That's what I say. I say it was just we were wired differently up here, y'all. They tuned into frequencies more than we did. They used, which people, I think the powers that be still use that power. That's why they went and got rid of the bells. That's why they went and changed the music from this megahertz to this megahertz, right? Because they know what that does and they got rid of it. But that's what I think they were doing. That's how they were levitating things. We hear stories of these people that go into underground bases, underground bunkers, and they say there's a big old rock in there just levitating.
I have friends who tell me about the trips to Mexico, and they go to these clubs in Tijuana where like they'll literally pick you up and you go in there and just fuck hookers and do blow, and that's like the whole shebang. Honestly, I shouldn't have said that because there's about to be an influx of degenerates that watch my content hiking over the border and fucking
that's
hookers.
old news,
which,
buddy.
like,
They think they found single cellular life on Mars. So there's this rock that has basically these colonies of what look like bacteria. NASA, with one of their rovers, has sampled it to such a degree that they're like actually pretty extremely confident that this is single cellular life. on Mars. Because Mars back in the day, when it was an active planet, had an atmosphere, had water, had all these different things. Because of that, they're pushing for a Mars sample return mission. If it is single cellular life, that's crazy, because that means one of the great filters, but right now we think it's probably like single cellular life is the most probable. Well, that breaks that.
They wanted to name Stranger Things the Montauk Project, okay? But they were like, oh, that's too close to what actually happened because this is a real thing. So they call it Stranger Things. But essentially, yeah, these beings are, you know, from the upside down. And what we're seeing now from congressional hearings, Representative Luna has been disclosing that there's interdimensional beings. Now, what does that sound like? Sounds like Stranger Things. So if you look into the Montauk Project, that's essentially what was happening. I think they're in communication with these beings right now. Okay, so if you look at, even there was a call way back in the day, 1997, right? Have you guys ever heard of Coast by Coast or Coast to Coast AM?
No.
No? It's a famous radio show, famous conspiracy radio show.
Oh, Coast to Coast? Of course.
Coast to Coast.
That's
Art Bell.
That's who?
Art Bell. It's kind of like the original podcast. I mean, radio was like podcasting, but essentially, Art Bell had this caller calls in, right? And he had a line open to Area 51. He was like, hey, if you work at Area 51, call in. This guy calls in, right? He sounds frantic. He's doesn't have his breath. He's trying to catch himself. He's like, man, I don't have too much time, but what I got to tell you guys is the government is already in contact with these beings and they're not disclosing what they really are. And these are, well, the way he says it, extra dimensional beings. And there's going to be disasters happening and they can move the public to safe places, but they're not. Two things. For one, where he says start to move people to safe places. He's talking about these extra dimensional, interdimensional beings and whatnot. Why is it that all these billionaires are starting to build bunkers?
Yeah, they are. That's true.
Why is it that a former official for Bush said there's $21 trillion missing, where now she says there's $55 trillion missing from the budget, and they're building underground civilizations around the circumference of America?
That's where our tax dollars are going.
For? That's one. Two, does anybody want to take a wild guess on what day this caller calls in? Wild guess.
9/11.
9/11. He calls on 9/11 in 1997. 4 years later, 9/11 happens.
I think it's a common theme that these things that just take off and run the world, like Stranger Things, you know what I mean? Like that took over. I've never seen it. A lot of people love it, but it's involved with, that's the origins. There's always an origin to these things, especially things that go viral like this did. Let's take a little deeper dive into that. What was it? The Montauk Project? And let's see if they really wanted to name that was their first go, but it was just too much. They couldn't do that. Stranger Things. Yes, Stranger Things was heavily inspired by the Montauk Project conspiracy theories. The show's creators working title Montauk. They wanted it to be called Montauk, so it would have been a little docu-series, right? Series draws several elements of the folklore surrounding the alleged government experience at Camp Hero in Montauk, New York. Original setting of the show was initially set in Montauk, Long Island, before the location was changed for the fictional town of Hawkins, Indiana. Conspiracy lore describes a chair that amplified psychic abilities to materialize things, similar to the sensory deprivation tanks and psychic amplification used by 11. Kidnapped little ones. The legend of the Montauk Boys involves claims that the government abducted children for psychic warfare and mind control experience, mirroring the backstory of 11 and the other test subjects at Hawkins' lab. Portals and monsters? What is this? Whistleblowers of the Montauk Project claimed they accidentally opened a time tunnel or portal that allowed a monster from another dimension to enter our world, a direct parallel to the opening of the Upside Down and release of the Demogorgon. Project MK Ultra. While Montauk is a conspiracy theory, the show also incorporates the real-life CIA program MK Ultra, which studied mind control and serves as the official historic backdrop for the show's experiments. How do you spell it? Montauk? I suck at typing, y'all. Montauk real. Montauk itself is conspiracy theory with no verified evidence, but the location where allegedly took place, Camp Hero, is a very real decommissioned military base. Camp Hero State Park. This is a real 754-acre park of the eastern tip of Long Island. You visit it today. The abandoned military structures, military history, radar towers, sealed bunkers. There are real underground bunkers and tunnels at the site. Door currently welded shut. I wonder why. This was a documentary. Wow, y'all. Wow. That's what Stranger Things, that's the root of it. That's what it's based on. And you wonder why it took off. You wonder why their clothes sell everywhere. You wonder why, I don't know if they still do it, but they do like horror nights at Universal Studios. I know I went one year and the theme was Stranger Things, right? I didn't know what it really was about because I didn't watch the show, but that was the theme at Universal Studios in Hollywood, right? This is the root, the 6-7 thing, the root. What is the root? And the world takes over. They push it out to the people. This, Stranger Things, the Montauk, little ones, push it out to the people. They put that in front of the algorithm so everybody watches it. They have celebrities watching it, so everybody else wants to watch it.
Imagine being deep in the woods of East Texas in modern times. Far into the woods, far beyond roads and far beyond civilization. And you see something coming up. You're thinking, what is that? And then you lock eyes with what looks like a primitive First Nations Indian person. Not someone doing cosplay. Something that looks like it walked out of time, looking right at you. When we started hearing these reports that we can trace from at least the 60s to the 1980s and began a discussion, are there hidden tribes, hidden peoples in the deep woods of East Texas?
My biggest conspiracy theory is there's not 365 days in a year.
You're talking about a leap year?
No, I'm talking in a normal calendar year.
How do you figure that?
Well, have you got a pen and paper in front of you?
Yes, I do.
All right, how many weeks in a year?
52.
How many days in a week?
7.
All right, 52 by 7.
I don't know. 7.
364.
Well, there's bigger brains
You
than
do
us.
the
that
maths.
have- Well, I am doing the maths, but there's bigger brains than us that have worked out that it's 365.
You're talking to 3 people that have aluminium foil on their head.
Lamunian? The hell?
I am a huge believer, and you're gonna laugh. I'm a huge believer and have been like since high school that balloons are the most important tools in future conflict.
You mentioned that at breakfast.
I did. Well, the balloon in the U.S. this week,
Yeah,
the Chinese balloon.
The
people
Mexican
started
cartel
taking
drone that wound up being a happy birthday balloon.
Exactly. I mean, the Russians are starting to send balloons out at Lithuania. It's causing a real problem. Obviously, I got a ton of traction. So the Chinese balloon happened during that semester after I had dropped out, which was part of why we were able to get funding. Is I was talking to all these people talking about balloons, and they're like laughing, and then suddenly our entire country freaks the hell out because of balloons. But yeah, I won't go into it too specifically. But shooting a balloon down is so much harder than putting a balloon up. So much harder. And so putting a balloon up is super easy for obvious reasons, right? Like you fill it up with gas and it goes up to, let's say, 60,000, 80,000 feet. Well, to then go pop it, you've got to send a missile or a plane up to 60 to 80,000 feet. And so we talk a lot about asymmetry. Like this is asymmetry at the maximum.
I see what you're saying.
And then the interesting thing is there's these companies, Loon is the most famous, that actually developed ways of navigating balloons. So instead of this being something that's like a party balloon that goes up, pops, disappears, basically forms a satellite that can navigate, that can station keep, that can do all these different things. And so suddenly you've got a payload at an altitude that's 100 to 1,000 times more expensive to shoot down than it is to put up, that can actually tack against wind patterns and lock in places. And then from there, there's obviously really interesting things you can do once you have a payload up at that altitude. And then the more interesting thing is if I can have thousands of payloads, like hundreds of thousands of payloads up at that altitude at a given time. So we have Stratus payloads up at altitude, really, really interesting things you can do deploying those things at scale. And something I should mention is, like, as we talk logistics, the logistics of balloons are pretty fantastic because you can launch them thousands of miles away. And so you and I could launch a balloon here and have it up over X country, actually much quicker than I think most people realize.
This man claims he snuck into France in the year
2055, and no one can debunk his videos. All right, this is the guy showing us like GameStop, Dragon Ball Z, Budokai Tenkaichi 5. This guy, this is why I got a problem with this creator. This guy's trying to manifest a future where in the year 2055 we still have nothing but anime 3D arena fighters. That black up. Bro, in the year 2055, they're still selling PS4 games.
Still selling PS4 games in the year 2055. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, y'all. You guys made it to the end. We did it. We did it. I hope you guys enjoyed this breakdown we did, y'all. Doing something different here. I'm trying to evolve a little bit, right? A lot of things changed here with YouTube, and it's time to start evolving and not just sitting here and reacting to clips, right? Doing a little research, doing a little deep dives, reading a little bit of comments, going on ChatGPT, Google, asking it questions, going on doing little different things, y'all, to help the channel grow and maybe transform the channel into something different in the future. That's the goal, at least. But nothing much going on today. We got a doctor's appointment, just a 2-week checkup. Baby's going to be here in a couple weeks, y'all. On April 16th is the due date. I don't know if I said that here or on my second channel, but my second channel is down below. Y'all go over there. We're starting to do reactions over there pretty consistently. All my members, y'all are starting to get a couple uploads a week for you guys to show my appreciation to you guys. If you guys want to join the channel, links down below. We do a couple uploads over there. Another thing I would like to do here is organize this room, y'all. It is a mess in here. It is a mess. My wires look like crap. I got a printer sitting over here on the floor. I got lights on the floor. Like, I just need to clean it up. Cleanliness is next to godliness. When you look good, you feel good. When your space is clean, you're going to perform good. So I need to dust in here and just clean it up, clean up my closet. Do a lot. I got to do a lot in this room to get it up to my standards, because I kind of just been throwing things in here. And this is my office, y'all. This is my place of work, and it needs to be tidy, y'all. So I hope everyone out there has a good day, y'all. YouTube's going to recommend a video over here for you guys if you guys are interested. Over here, playlist for you guys go down that rabbit hole. Second channel down below. You guys want to join the membership? I appreciate it, but don't worry, we're still going to be doing free content over here. I got a couple of comments yesterday of people saying I'm unsubscribing because you're doing member only videos. Like, y'all, I got to show appreciation. I don't ask you guys, I don't force you guys to become a member. I don't only put one video up here and then 10 videos for members to make you guys go be members, right? I just do a couple videos over there because I got to show my appreciation to them, right? Out of the kindness of their heart, they're choosing to pay to subscribe to me, y'all. So the least I can do is give them a couple uploads a week, y'all, and maybe more coming in the future. But this is Segovia. I'm signing down the man cave. I'm gonna see you guys on the next one. Later.